Yo, what is good? What is good? What is good? Let me turn my cam. Yo, what's up, chat? We live today, man. I'm saying 5 years of Agamatsu. Technically not 5 years of streaming, though. I didn't start off streaming. My first stream was some time ago. Or a little bit after that. What's it called? So yeah, you know what I'm saying? Came to do a little stream, talk it out a little bit. Is the last Pixel video going to be Vanguard? I don't know about that. I have a Vanguard. Maybe. I don't care that much. We need a cooking stream. Yeah, maybe. Maybe I'll do like a little cooking stream. Gotta clean this place up first, though. I like how I did to Brad Pitt. Okay. 5-year vid brought back memories. Yeah. So I don't know, Chad. Nothing really to say. I kind of said everything I need to say in the 5-year video. I mean, I don't have much. I don't really have super crazy things much to say, but that's been very nice though. Oh, maybe I was gonna talk about kind of what I've been doing. Maybe yeah, just the chicken allegations. What do you mean the chicken allegations? Oh. Yeah, that's BHC chicken. It's Brinco chicken. Very, very good. Very, very good. Super good. Rare ones, remember I used to eat it on stream too. It was very, very good. You have to do a how to 1v7, how to 1v6. How about 1v or how to 1v5 for 5-year anniversary? Maybe, I'll see. What do you plan to do for the upcoming next 5 years? The next 5 years will probably be a lot more scripting, a lot more development, but the videos I think hopefully will be better. I hope. Does that mean Slop's gonna be done? I don't know. Maybe not. I'll think about it. Gym, maybe Gym. Mm-mm. Anywho, at the 5 years launching every day, you get a sponsor. I haven't gotten a sponsor in a minute. It's been a few months. Sponsors have dried up, low key. According to a lot of people, they you have to be like really big now. Are you gonna script towards a passion project? Money making game? Don't worry about that just yet. Don't worry about that just yet. You'll know the answer soon enough. But what I did want to go over, right? I guess we can go over some deep. Um, um, have you seen the respawn bug on deep yet? I haven't. I have not. Did you say I development opportunity? I have. I actually did. Were you sponsored by some food company? I was. Why is voiding patched? Voiding? What do you mean by voiding? Call back to the OG and play some rogue? Maybe. I might do that. I might do that. Classic slot, weapon tier list. Agamatsu, can we get a rogue safe so I can progress my spy? Nah, my bad. I'm chatting out right now. I do have a couple of things I actually wanted to comment on though. Half a decade is crazy. It is crazy. Let me pull up the music. Let me pull up the class, not the class music, but I want to bring the Yap music because I did want to talk about some pretty crazy balancing that may or may not be happening, bro. I'm talking about a fucking insane, crazy. Like, I mean, these are some pretty insane changes, and I wanted to talk about it. So let me go ahead and bring it out because there's a there was a giant discussion as well as a lot of changes. So we're gonna talk about those because I think it'd be interesting, and we're gonna go through them one by one. That's right, one by one, and discuss what may be happening. All right, there's a lot here, chat. There's a lot here. There's a lot here. There's obviously going to be more that probably comes with it as well, but see, bro. Happy birthday? No, it's not birthday. Well, channel birthday. Anyway, let me pop out the list. There is a lot to discuss here. There is a good amount to discuss here, chat. So, are you guys ready, chat? Are you guys ready? All right. Got a big amount. All right. Here we go, chat. Here we go. Look at this list. There's a lot. So let's discuss, right? First off, we got a lot of changes and buffs to a lot of shit, right? First off, there's some things that were just like blatantly extremely quick. Like joke grab. Joke grab had a 0.35 windup. Yeah. Bro, it might, like, for you guys, that might literally be impossible to react to. If you're playing on like 100 ping chat, which I'd say a few guys are, that's probably impossible for you to react to. That it's insanely quick. I'd say 0.4 is like the bare minimum, I'd say, right? But I mean, this is just crazy. Return of the Dark Ages nerf, right? This will be paired along with something else. It's not the. I remember initially I said it was going to be like a 10% and 5% was done, which I understand. I think Return of the Dark Ages does cause for a lot of no attunement builds to be very, very powerful. And I know no attunement people are going to be like, well, what about the mages dealing damage? And I do think that should be addressed eventually too. So that will be addressed, right? We got Wheel and Well buffs. Chat. Bro, I remember in the video, I used that bitch. This thing is shorter than the M1 range. So crit range got increased a decent bit. We got Obfuscation and Stone changes. Obfuscation Low-key kind of a big nerf, I'm not gonna lie. Chip damage greatly diminished, but its posture has been restored. So as in like this is like for example, you would lose like I think like maybe half your posture, right? So now you're what's it called? Now your posture's kind of back there. But the chip damage was like a lot. It was probably the most popular enchant of all time. I'm not even lying. Stone. So stone is interesting because a lot of people are like, what? Stone? Why is stone getting... Stone is like a sleeper hit. It's like the curse seizure of enchants, in my opinion, right? Like Stone Gale. A lot of people use that. You'll see here, like, for example, you could use Stone and, like, Wind Gun. This combo right here was fucking people up. So, the idea was, like, you would see probably people with, like, Alloyed Stone Katana, right? And they would use the crit. You would 70 or 80% of your posture like that. If you had, chat, a lot of you guys don't have posture builds or, like, have high posture. That build would really fuck you up. Or builds that were like, for example, like Stone Gale and like the really heavy great hammers, right? That had like 12 weight or 11 weight. That shit would really fuck you up, right? So like I said, this is a sleeper hit build. Not everyone's gonna understand. However, a little compensation because this is a big part of like people landing Garbix on Stone. So little compensation for there. Now we got some buffs to some weak ass fucking enchants. Elastic pull time increased by a bit. We got Harrowing enchant. I don't know if this is gonna make people use Harrowed at all, right? But hopefully, you know what I'm saying, give us a little bit more options because bro, who's using these enchants, man? We got Hero Blade nerfs. Frost Hero Blade crit, bro. That shit did like I think 20 damage and hit like the. You hit 3 of those, that's 60 damage. Did it need a crit that powerful? I don't think so. Hero Blade of Flame. Look, I have used this a ton. You know what I'm saying? I've used this a ton. Now we got some fixes, man. This was really annoying. Rising Flame, blocking meteor impact. People would miss it, and then like they would have it like 3 seconds later and land it on you. And it's like, what the fuck? They missed that. So both of them fixed. This has been fixed. Also, for some reason, Hero Blade of Flame wasn't proccing as well, right? So now it should proc Meteor Impact. Punishment and lag. For some reason, it's a counter and it just didn't have end lag, so there was really no punishment to whiffing it. So now it's a very powerful counter. Now it's just like prediction. You know what I'm saying? Bloodless change. This is like probably the most shaky on this list. There's gonna be a lot. There's a lot of things to consider here. So basically, right, the cooldown isn't being increased a lot, right? But it is going the damage, right? So how it works is this, right? The reason why you get a lot of healing on pretty much a lot of different builds is because the 60% damage to healing ratio. How it works is that there's a cap of 15, right? Chat, if you deal 25 damage on a mantra, if the mantra, it's like. It's base damage. I forgot what it was. If its damage is 25, you will heal 15. Right? And so you can have a build, you can have a mantra that does 100 damage and 25 damage. They both feel the same. And so what happened was builds that prioritize being tankier and, for example, taking Return to the Dark Ages, right? And just in general, even things like Ashlam, for example, right? That would like kind of teeter like just at the limit. They would heal a lot off it. It healed mages a lot. It healed builds that were like, what's it called? No attunement a lot because their damage was low, but they were still hitting the cap, so it wasn't that big of an issue. And so the hope here is that the healing will be decreased. You'll still heal like it depends. There's some like secret things about Bloodless, not secret, but like it's the way I think Bloodless is designed that makes it to where like you still have to do a lot of probably a few more changes to make sure this actually hits, because if you're below the Bloodless limit, it doesn't proc the cooldown. So you can hit like 3 instances of like 10 damage and heal yourself like 7, and then you heal 21 health instead of hitting the cap. You see what I mean? So there's a lot of problems like that. Just some wind gun changes here as well. Wind gun, bro, chat. So wind gun, what was happening, right? Every single wind gun variant had the same posture, but it was based on how many bullets there were. So the base wind gun, like the one where it shoots 1, did 3 posture damage. The black bar did 24 posture. What the fuck? And it was the fastest. The fastest variant had the most posture. So instead here, the slowest variant now has the most posture, while the fastest one has the least. And then obviously a decent buff to the wind gun based posture too. That didn't make sense. Sacred Field. I'm sure some of you guys probably watched that damn VR video, or if you've gone ganking. Sacred Field has been very, very powerful. So this is just a slight nerf. The cooldown increase. The reason why the cooldown increases here is because, right, on my build, I'm not gonna lie. Hey, I'm sorry, I had a snitch, but I had a snitch. It is possible to have infinite Sacred Field, infinite uptime, right? If you have the version of Sacred Field that has the version where like you get like a little bit of like resistance after, even when the Sacred Field is gone, it goes to the 30-second cooldown, and then you can time skip it and then get another Sacred, and you can repeat that infinitely. And that's what I was abusing. I was abusing that in ganks. I would have infinite Sacred Field. And so that's why my support build would almost never die in fights. As well as the corrupted version, right? It moved very quickly. Now it moves a lot slower. So it still moves, right? You can still have it update to your position, but now it moves a lot slower. And so you have to be a little bit more careful and not just... Because what was happening is people just pop Secret Field and then fight, right? There was no, like... If you think about it, people would pop the corrupt version. They wouldn't think about at all about being in the field because it would catch up to you so quickly. You would basically just always have a lot less reduction, and it made it impossible, damn near, to boss raid in certain cases against the Sacred Field user. Because chat, if it's a 1v4 and they have a Sacred Field, you're not winning. You're doing no damage. You're literally doing no damage because they will always have that field around them. You have to basically just run away and hope you can do something. Hold on, now we got Ice Forge, right? We got Ice Forge changes. These are just some basic stat changes. Ice Forge was like one-tapping people's postures, right? It did like, I think it was like 3 or something posture per forge. So if you had 8 of those, it was like 24 posture, or even more. Sometimes it could hit like 10 times. You would have like 30 posture, which is like it's an insta guard break range move, which that's obviously pretty busted. But base damage, it did like no damage. So base damage was increased a little bit. We got Ice Blade changes here. You know, just some love for Ice Blade, understandable. We got the Curse Winter crit, the second leap. What's it called? The second part of the leap where you like the second explosion that didn't hit. So that's been fixed. And then we have what's it called? Curse Winter, like just a damage nerf to the first hit, just because the second hit got out of back and did a ton. Now we got what's it called? We got some changes here. Needle Barrage buff. Now people are like, what? This is crazy, right? Needle Barrage actually does extremely low damage. Extremely low. It's like 3 or 4 damage per needle. So this makes it go up to like 6 or something like that. It did like, the thing is like, it does less damage the more you level it up because there's more needles. So it's like, you could like land 3 of them and the person would parry the rest and you would do 9 damage. A level 5 mantra, you land like half the mantra, it does 9 damage. Like, bro, what the fuck is that? So, Needle Barrage buff. We have a Blazing buff. We can all agree that Blazing was kind of gutted here. I don't think it, like, what's it called? It should really be 1 hit, like, you know what I'm saying, for heavy users. Because right now for heavy users, 2 hits. So, I was like, okay, make it a little bit better for medium and heavy. Or not medium and heavy, medium and light. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully we'll see what they say about that. We got Wayward and Wind Gem buffs. I think we can all agree that they were pretty underused, right? I think everyone can agree with them. And 21-second cooldown for Wayward. Well, chat. Yo, can somebody explain to me why the cooldown... If I'm missing something, why was the cooldown so long? Does anybody remember? Because I never see that gem used. I never see it used. 21 seconds. Yo, bro, what the hell? Yeah, it must have been verse 1. We got Twin Cleave nerf. I mean, it's a very powerful mantra. No surprise there. Then we got a Flame Eruption nerf, a Fire Eruption nerf, right? And that mantra did like, I think I was like testing it and it did like 100 damage. When I had like a proper build, it did like 100 damage if you landed both. Now, if it's big, it does a lot less damage. And I mean, like, I think it dealt like 4 times less damage. So like 25 from 100. Right, that's if you have like the super big like 4 Strauss 4 Cloud, I believe, or whatever it was. And so yeah, that's that. I think a lot of people are getting. I think a lot of people are getting tired of like flame mages going around just fucking people up, and I think that's understandable, right? Flame mage has been very, very powerful. There's other mages that have been pretty powerful, but I think a lot of people overall are like kind of getting tired of like just the giant AOE spam, and so hopefully the devs are trying to address that, where like the spam. And especially in Overlord, so bad, so bad. What's it called? Hopefully they address a little bit more of that. What's it called? From there we got Sing cooldown increased, well the base cooldown decreased, but basically like how it kind of works is like Vision Shaper Clone, where the bigger the size is, the more cooldown it has. what was going on is that you could have like 4 or 5 people with these island-sized sings spam the sing repeatedly, and it could like just constantly like doom, doom, don't constantly stun everybody on the battlefield unless you're in that guild, right? And so that'll be kind of stop that, but also buff basing a little bit, because like nobody ever uses basing, because why would you use basing? You can just use the giant version and put a blue gem on it, right? So hopefully it's giving a bit more option, right? A bit more like, okay, you have to kind of decide how much you want to put on there based on how long the cooldown is. Then we got Scorched Blood, kind of, it's not really a rework, but you know what I'm saying, this is kind of cool. Guard breaking your opponent, cause a blood explosion, and it sets your opponent on fire and poisons it. So it has a little bit more going on for it. Scorched Blood, I'm not gonna lie, I've never seen a Scorched Blood build ever, like ever. So hopefully that does something for motherfuckers. Got a few more just buffs, like just things that are just generally underused. Pressure Detonation, that's like the Shadow Gale talent. Frenzy Dance, that's the Rapier talent. Voltaic Conductor, that's like the Thunder Iron Sing one. Like I said, you almost never see those builds these days. Flame Sentinel, insane. Okay, these bottom nerfs are probably like the craziest ones, right? Flame Sentinel, god nerf. I think it literally got like extremely nerfed, bro. Like it did like 50 damage a hit, right? Now it does like 10 or something like that. Super nerf for Flame Sentinel. I've been saying this for a while. Flame Sentinel needed to like just be like just a fat nerf, bro. Fat nerf on Flame Sentinel. And then we got here these bottom two. NOK nerf scales with weapon, and Condition Runner scales with agility. These are some pretty hefty nerfs. I think though PvE will probably be untouched. PvP will, like, if you're in PvE, Condition Runner is the same. Some people were saying that like it shouldn't matter, like who cares about PvE, but I was like, you know what, it's PvE, bro. Like there's like only like 2 or 3 days, 2 or 3 times like you're gonna use it's like, okay, just leave it. I don't think it's a big deal. But Condition Runner recs are already low. Exactly. This makes it, if you think about it, Condition Runner as a talent is extremely powerful. Very, very good. And so the idea is that you can get it low investment, but the healing is a lot less. So if you get it at the investment amount, 25 agility, you have 25% of Condition Runner healing. However, if you actually invest into it, you will get a high amount. Nobody was complaining about Condition Runner. This is not necessarily true. How I'd say like Condition Runner was, right? There were people who were like kind of using it on builds that, for example, would have like Sacred Field and like maybe damage reduction pots high, because like Condition Runner is it's percentage health. So if you have 600 HP, it's super powerful, because if you're on a 450 HP build, you're getting a lot less healing than somebody who's at 600 HP. You see what I mean, right? And so what would happen? These builds, super high health, Sacred Field, and they'd be running around. Especially if they were a support build, you couldn't kill them. You just could not kill them because they were out healing the damage you were doing. But that's what I'm saying. It's a lot of things that played into that. So hopefully we got some stuffs to very, very busted regeneration and shit. You know what I mean? And so we will, what's it called? We'll see what happens with this. All these confirmed. Take them with a grain of salt, but I'd say probably a good majority of these are coming in. I'd say take it with a grain of salt. You know what I'm saying? It could happen, could not happen. It's up to Dex. But I'd say for the most part, yeah, like I'd say a good amount of these are like locked in for sure. But like I said, take it with a grain of salt. And so yeah, some pretty crazy balancing. Like I said, I love to see look, I'm a flame mage, and I think it's just been a long time coming for giant flame nerfs like Flame Mage, and probably other forms of mages too, but probably Flame Mage is probably like the biggest thing in Overworld right now. Is like just terrorizing Overworld. Well, like, and I think the buffs are nice though, chat. Honestly, I think a lot of people will say, like, bouncing in my eyes, there is a lot of nerfs that need to happen, right? But I think when everything is just all nerfs, sometimes it's like, okay, it can kind of be discouraging. And so hopefully going forward, like we can see maybe more buffs as well, because like, bro, Wayward, Wind Gem, bro, like those are so underused. Like Elastic and Heroin, like, yeah, it's like I don't know, man. I think people will be happy to see some buffs to things that maybe they use, and it's like, oh, we got a buff finally. You know what I'm saying? Because like, who's looking at Elastic? Who's looking at Wayward Gem? It's like, you know what I mean? So we'll see. we'll see what happens. But yeah, some pretty major flame nerfs today. Oh, I forgot to mention one here, chat. I forgot to mention one here. I think one I missed was Floor's Lava. Floor's Lava. Let me go see what the change was. Floor's Lava nerfed, I think, by maybe 50% as well, chat. 50% nerf. I think every tick of damage from Floor's Lava was like 5 damage. It was like 5 true damage, I think, per hit, per tick. And so now it's like 2.5, I think, 2.5 true damage per hit. It's like, no wonder it did 5 per tick. What the? It's like, what is that? And so, what's it called? Floor's Lava wasn't that busted. Shadowcat, if you use Flame Mage, right? Go into Chime, use Fireblade with Floor's Lava into reverse Flame Scourge. See how quickly you win your matches. It did so much damage. It did so much. I don't know why it did so much, bro. I don't know why it did so much, but it actually did so much. Anyway, is Flame Sentinel going to be viable for PV after nerfs? I think what I'll ask is for Flame Sentinel to have PVE scaling, right? I think I was discussing that, and it's like they can just give Flame Sentinel its original, because originally Flame Sentinel was supposed to be a PVE. It was supposed to be a PVE mantra, right? I don't think it was supposed to really even work in PvP, right? So what can be done is that the damage in PV is still really fucking good. You know what I mean? Right, or like in PvP, it's just like, I mean, it will still do hit stun. It'll still be a free mantra, and it can save you from combos, etc. Right, but it can get its PvE damage like to be the same as it was with this nerf. Millions must anti looking for all the dead gods requirements reduction. All the dead gods. He's locked in. Not unless we're locked in. What is string theory? What are they do? When are they doing PvP damage modifier chains? Fight switches are. Oh yes. What I was talking about, the max thing. I'll ask. I'll see about it. I think we want everyone to run all the dead gods. All the dead gods. Oh, honestly, a wreck being lowered. I mean, the problem is though, like some people were like, I remember some people were saying, why nerf healing when like we can just make all the dead gods? And it's like, I thought about that, and it's like, if you think about it, right? It's like, would that not just make it like the new EXO? Like, let's just say healing was like as good as it was in verse 1, and then we lowered all the dead gods to like 30 and 40 willpower. Would that not just make it a must-take talent for literally every build? Isn't that not what we want? I don't know. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like it'd be annoying. Hold on, wait. I need enough points for all the dead gods because they heal too much. It's like, that'd be so annoying, right? Like, you'd have to go that. Ring of Pestilence exists? No, Anui. If the healing was burst 1 levels, I'm talking 1 mantra deals a bar. I'm still healing 10% with Ring of Pestilence. Okay. You see what I mean, right? It's like if the healing was the same as it was previously and it wasn't nerfed, and then we use, like, you would need to wear that ring, or you would need to have it. It's like, why have must need talents? Shit, that's what people were, what's it called? I think that's what people were, looking at back then, bro. People were like, people just like that now. For the 5, the ability to revert weapon quick to their base with no downside. Yes, I've heard that a lot, actually. Yeah, exactly. People are saying like True Seraph crit is like pretty ass, and then if you want to go back to the Ode crit, yeah, I mean, right? Like, it's just like you have a worse base crit. Like, the weapon got nerfed essentially. So I understand that. Most of the thing was medium swing heavies have high armor on swings. Oh yeah, with like that axe change, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know about that. Do conductor rods work on blood run? No, they don't, and they need to. They definitely need to. Commander says being wanted by 80. Reduce has been wanted by 85%. Bro, Sightless Beam is fucking busted. It was like this clip I saw. Hold on, I'll show you the clip. This was like fucking crazy, bro. Let me see if I can find it. It was like actually like the clip of Doom. And why I think Sightless Beam probably should be one of the things that gets a rework, honestly. Let me see if I can find it. Found it. Bro, chat, this is like the clip of like Doom and Gloom. Look at this. People are like, but Sightless Beam, bro. Sightless Beam needs either like, look at this, bro. There's literally no, literally. Sightless Beam needs a rework or needs to get gutted. Sightless Beam needs a rework or needs to get gutted, bro. Sightless Beam needs a rework. It's too, bro. Look at that. There's literally nothing you can do, bro. You could argue get vent, but like by the time he would have vented, he already lost 60% of his HP, bro. Sightless Beam is real hard to land. I actually don't think Sightless Beam is that hard to land. I don't think in a game, I think there's a lot of ways to like not confirm but make Sightless Beam landing it way easier. Way easier. To be fair, if there were five, they were using any other mantras as wraps anyway. No, it's not wraps. If 5 of those guys used Ashlam at the same time, they would hit each other. If 5 of those guys used Fireblade at the same time, it would deal like maybe a bar and a half, right? Maybe. Depends on the build. If 5 of those guys were using Gale Lunge, that wouldn't have happened. If 5 of those guys were using Astral Wind, probably would hit each other. Like, you see me? Like that? No, that's not the case at all. I think that's definitely not the case. Sightless does literally 120, 130 damage, and you can't parry it and you can't block it. They're not the same, bro. Don't try that. Don't say that now, bro. There's definitely a lot of difference, bro. Don't say any other mantra. Maybe you can argue some, but Sightless is quite an exception, bro. It does, bro. The shit must. This shit's gonna get reworked, and I'm not gonna lie, it's probably gonna be like, it's not gonna be as good as it once was right now. I'm just gonna tell you how it is, bro. I'm gonna tell you how this is. But that's an oath. So what? Okay. What about it's an oath mantra? If 5 people used arc beam, that's another beam one, right? The bro would have took like a bar at most, maybe if they landed it. You know what I mean, right? Like they might not even they all of them might not even have landed it there. Blinds your beam, bro. Come on, chat. I like it too, bro. I use it too, but like, come on, chat. Y'all can't cap now. Do you think lowering the HP scaling from the amount of people in MA could be a good idea? I think it's fine. I don't know. I feel like it's pretty fine, bro. We play with randoms on stream. We managed to kill Enmity, get Enmity done. Blood Valor is so genuinely broken. You don't need to tell me. You don't need to tell me. Blood Valor, like, that's one of the things where it's just like, am I hearing about new OP thing? What do you mean new OP thing? On the ba. Yeah, sure. Fuck, I forgot. It's been so long since I played it. What's it called? What was it called, bro? Hold on. Um, bro, what the what's the song called, bro? I forgot, man. It was like the chat. Oh wait, no. I thought I had acapella in the name. It's like one word. Hold on. Ace Attorney? No, I know it's Ace Attorney, but like I renamed it something else. I'm so ed, bro. Oh my goodness. Let me just look it up. Hey, I found it. Objection. Got it. So yeah. What are you talking about right now? You're just gonna get a normal weapon with 2 to 3 scalings. Damage won't be that good. What are y'all talking about? Gut Blood Fowler? I think maybe some end lag on it. Be nice. Besides that, though. Don't really got too much to add on. Add end lag to Blood Fowler. I agree. I do agree. Blood Fowler, that would be. Blood Fowler might be one of the best legendaries in the game. I think it might be like a top 3. Name 3 legendary weapons you think is better than Blood Fowler. If you don't think it's that good, I think Blood Fowler might be like top 3 in the game, bro. It's so fucking good. I think only when you can maybe argue, like, if you know how to use a Bolt Crusher. Yeah, maybe like Bolt Crusher. LFT, bro. LFT, are you serious? LFT, maybe if you want to argue with like the Legion crit and like how it's like instant, maybe. But LFT, bro, come on now. Yeah, Bolt Crusher, I'll say though, yeah. Buff wheel and low range, already covered, buddy. Already covered. Iron Requiem. It's been a while since I've seen an Iron Requiem build. Deep Spindle. Yeah, Deep Spindle is pretty weak, I'd say, huh? Or it's just not in the best spot. Red Death. Curve Blade wins. Curve Blade win better than Blood Fowler. Curve is very, very solid though. What's your opinion on Railblade? Kind of fell off a little bit now. I don't know if it's really that crazy anymore. I think it's fallen off from its like height. It's crazy, like, you know what I'm saying? His doc is rage bait. Nobody can convince me otherwise. Convince me. What part about it is rage bait? Though, regardless, any balancing, you're always gonna have somebody who disagrees. So, what can you say, bro? You know what I mean? Like, literally any balance change ever, you're always gonna have somebody. People disagreed with the Salchemist changes, chat. Mind you, Salchemist is probably one of the most overused fucking oaths still today in the overworld, and people still think that that nerf was crazy, and I'm like, I'm gonna roll my eyes. No, the music stopped. Get rid of the bloodless jump thing. Sorry, buddy. Bloodless jump, I did say it's the shakiest, but definitely shaky. Literally everyone uses bloodless. Everyone does use bloodless, bro. At least remove the downside. Maybe. Let's see what they say. I did see some people. This idea came from. This wasn't my idea. This came from the Chime server, and I was like, that's actually because the idea was that like the reason those no attunement builds are so tanky is because they get the same healing as builds that are even glass cannon and shit. And so I was like, okay, that actually makes a lot of sense. And I was testing out the nerf, and we'll see if it stays. I feel like with every time though, like people say like a change is crazy. Like I remember every bloodless change, people like cried and like, what? No, they nerfed bloodless. I'm done. And then like people still kept using bloodless anyway. Like it's always survived, chat. It's literally always survived. I'm like, bro, any healing people are gonna, bro, any sustain possible people are gonna use, right? Bro, even back then when fucking Flameless was healing like 5 HP, 4 HP to pro, like, bro, people spit, man. People spit for like 2%. I guarantee people who spit it was 1%. You know what I mean? Our Summerman nerfs are here? No, I think it already got nerfed. Yeah. Make smokescreen not TP people through walls. But that, bro, that is deadass its only use. I'm so serious. Deadass, that's the only time I ever see it used. So, like, I saw somebody point out how that's, like, kind of strong, but I was like, it's like, that's, bro, that's, like, the one thing it has. That's really, like, the one thing it has I think is, like, kind of interesting and techy. And you can mess it up and not, like, you could fuck up your bell. I don't know, man. I thought it was kind of cool. I guess Diluvian cheese. But it's a bell, man. Come on. Smokescreen nerfs. Like, it's Sacred is still up there. You know what I mean? Like, come on. Smokescreen? Bro, if I saw that in the... If it really becomes super crazy god busted... But for now, let's allow it. Come on. Smokescreen. Rifle spear buff? In what way? Best change here are definitely Return to Dark Ages and Bloodless, thank you. No, best ones are down here, buddy. You're missing out on these bad boys. These are the crazy ones. These are the crazy ones in my eyes. I guess the Bloodless one too. But no, these ones like NOK and condition. Either run for crit or give it new crits. Bro, if you nerf blows, bro, people are gonna use if they get jumps while AFK or something, they can't heal. Bro, that's bro. I hate when niggas say this too, bro. It's like, dog. You have to here, let me pause music. You have to recognize this. I swear every single time there's a nerf to sustain, people always, the main thing they bring up is, what if I get jumped? Nigga, they can use the same healing you do. What's the difference? What do you mean? It's like, okay, think about it like this. Yes, you get jumped, brother. I think the biggest thing people will argue is that, like, you can, a lot of people, you know what people do? It's the biggest thing I see the argument for is that people will spam a mantra, and it's a large AoE mantra, and they get healing off that, and that's their sustain. It's if you think about it, it's not truly boss raiding. It's not, in my opinion, the most skilled version of boss raiding. It really isn't. And deadass, most of it, 99% of these arguments come from the fact that somebody will use Flame Repulsion. It hits 4 people, they get bloodless off that. People will use like a giant mantra that hit. That's I swear that's the only argument for it. You're spamming a giant mantra, you're getting free heals off of it, and you're arguing it should stay because that's the only way you can boss raid. And it's like, do you deserve to be able to boss raid? Because, you know what I mean, right? Like if it was a 1v1 in that scenario, right? You might get fucked up. You see what I mean? So it's like, I feel like that's never a good argument, because is it really like, are you really boss raiding like a boss raid Oni demon? Or are you just running around spamming giant mantras, getting free heals because this shit is so large that sometimes they might not see it. Maybe the guy wasn't paying attention. Maybe he just thought it wouldn't hit him. I feel like that's like 80% of the time what's going on, bro. Dead ass. Same thing with condition runner. Like, wait, but I use condition runner boss raid. It's like, if you're running, like, is it the same thing? Like, you're running around spamming bloodless. I did that. I ran around spam bloodless with sacred. You know what I mean, right? And it's like, is that really me boss raiding, or is that just me like you're just, you know what I mean, right? Like, I don't know. I don't really feel like that's. I feel like boss raiding is in a tough spot because, well, players have gotten better and there's things that do a lot of damage, and I agree with that. But I also think some of those things should be nerfed that deal a lot of damage, like certain heavy weapons, right? Certain mantras, giant mantras as well. Damage multipliers, right? If you're gonna nerf the condition runner, nerf it for everyone. The condition runner change makes it the gap between regular builds and tracks are bigger. I agree with that. That's why I was originally gonna suggest they just nerf it altogether, right? I do think the idea was eventually it's just getting reworked. I think this might just be a what's it called? This might just be like a temporary change. Holy Aga hates fun, but I use the shits on bro. Hate fun, motherfucker. It's annoying to fight against, bro. PvP is always like it's a battle of fun and not fun. It's fun to win. That's why it's fun. It's not fun to fight against, bro. Come on now, bro. What are we talking about? It's not fun to fight against, bro. Assassinations also as well. I do think Assassination should probably take a hit as well. I think condition runner is causing more harm than a band-aid fix. The condition runner change, what's it called? Condition runner change, like I said, I think for now that I do think it's been a pretty big issue, but I also think that it's just going to get like reworked altogether, right? And it's going to be like, it's like when I heard the same things when people were bringing up Fishman, you know what I mean? And Fishman got reworked, the world kept spinning. Do you know what I mean? So I think for now, it's going to be this until Condition Runner gets the Fishman treatment. And I think that's what's going to happen. Also, a lot of times, I know people will argue track stars, but honestly, I think a lot of track star builds don't run 100 agility. I don't think they do. I think you can get away with having a lot less agility, right? And it depends. I'd say Assassination, yes, you'll see those, right? But there are some they're a lot more attunement based, like Shadow Assault, Flame Assault, right? Lightning Assault, even things like Spark Swap, right? Using things to get extra climb. There's a lot more that goes into it than just going pure agility, but I'm not saying it never happens, but it's not going to be for every single trackstar build ever, because there's not a lot of trackstar builds that aren't just pure 100 agility. Some are like 70 or even 50, right? I don't know. I thought that'd also be something to mention as well. Bro, Condition Runner has less value for a track star. Yeah, exactly. If it's a track star as well, like it's going to be obviously they're going to get more heals, but A lot of time motherfuckers can just escape and just set up a campfire at like a high ass spot as well. I'll line the chat box with Facecam and PMO. I guess. There we go. Conditioner scale before his brain leak or activity. Fortitude, yeah, fortitude is kind of free. Yeah, but assassinations though probably can also take a hit though. Why Thunder nerf when it's the most? Thunder got nerfed. Really? When did Thunder get nerfed? I use assassination because it's broken and fun. I'm not a rat for using that. You might be a rat. You might be a rat for using that. Yeah. Like, I like killing people and I kill people for fun. I'm not a psychopath. I'm not a murderer. That's kind of funny, bro. You might be you might be a rat, buddy. It's okay though. Just delete condition runner. Last thing I want is to make track stars more annoying. But the thing is, like, track stars aren't becoming more annoying though. They're becoming. It's only like it's the same or less. You know what I mean? No, there could probably be a track star enough for this. Are you speaking a little bit more about the thing you're talking about the 5-year anniversary video later? I want that to be a video. Thunder is at the top. Oh, joke grab, bro. What are you talking about, bro? This is 0.35. This is literally unreactable for most players. Dog, just because like if you think Thunder's at the bottom, that's fine, right? I personally think that it actually has a few good things going for it, but bro, that doesn't it like okay if a mantra had 0.2 wind up and it was like in the worst attunement, does that not mean that like what? It's bro, come on now. It's lit, bro. This is insanely quick. This is insanely quick. Very quick. Like, Chad, let's not downplay here, bro. If people are acting like Thunder is like all the way here and everything else up, no, Thunder is fucking close. Some people think Thunder is actually pretty fucking solid and pretty strong in some cases. Look at a Bolt Crusher build. Bro, come on now, man. Get out of here, bro. Don't tell me some shit like Thunder's like D minus 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 here and like everything else is like S plus. Oh, no, not Thunder. Like, man, don't play it, bro. Stop. Don't play me, bro. Don't play me, bro. Excluding the blood bugs, I think attunements are the most balanced content in the game right now. Attunements are the most balanced. I don't know. I mean, I think there's a few things that there's like a lot of exceptions to shits. Shadow might be at the bottom though. I'm not gonna lie. Shadow low key got some pretty fat fucking changes. There's a big inequality in oaths and weapons, but attunements are pretty close. Get Shadow's Ether Dream back. Does the posture damage look. Let's see what you said. Does posture damage change on the multi doing on your weapon? It's based on the original weapons scaling. So if you have like a medium weapon, like this was happening when you put like that medium weapon posture, not posture crit, the saber crit, like the posture was based on how much medium you have, I think, and it or no, the damage scaled. I think the posture is posture is based on the weapon you have. The damage is based on the old original thing, the medium thing. Give me a sec. Buff Iraq needs weave. The armor only has 20 fizz, which is garbage, and a bad passive armor reaching second millennium crit flourish. Iraq needs weave. Maybe you can get like another 5 fizz. Them nerf Chin Warden plus Shadow Vortex. Oh yeah, I can see why. Honestly, I think Shadow Vortex also needs a nerf too. What is Blood Orb explode on impact like it's a cannonball? I actually don't know. It might be intended. Rework VFX on the flame mantras. They kind of did though. They did for Ashlam, Fireblade. They already did some of those. Enough nerfs for the buffs. You can see some of the buffs here, bro. There actually are quite a few buffs. Obviously, we got Wheel and Woe, right? Technically, I don't know if you could argue Stone. Stone's more like just a general, like a neutral change. Elastic, Harrowing buff. Technically Flame Hero Blade, but it also got nerfed, so this is also neutral. We got Wind Gun buffs for the base version, Multiplying Spark version. We got Ice Forge kind of neutral. Ice Blade with Glacial Mobility is definitely a buff. Ice Blade in general. Curse Winter technically got its thing back, so that's pretty strong. Needle Barrage, Blazing, Wind and Wayward. Scorch Blood. Scorch Blood actually got a pretty decent buff. Rotate Conductor, Frenzy Dance, Pressure Detonation. Actually, like more than half of the list is buffs. So, like I said, I think a lot of people focus straight on the nerfs, and it's understandable why. But there was a decent bit of buffs here. I like the idea of turning someone into a curse, removing bleed more. Not gonna lie, yes, I'm not gonna lie, I did fuck with the idea, but we'll see. We'll see what happens with it. Congrats on 5 years, Og. Your content great. Keep up. Thank you. How duration increased. Soldier kept fighting for years after World War II. Yeah, gotta give it some love, man. Gotta give it some love. Gotta give it some love. Come on now. I guess you say the same with Elastic, yeah. Funny. Once Conquest, one day. Please tell him to fix Blood Orb. It's so trying so hard to move in. Are they Blood Orb? Is it Blood Orb Trash Shot? Grand Crit Lingering is back in the game after being removed with the recent changes, by the way. We're going in circles. Blood Orb is terrible. Blood Orb. Really? Did it get like God gutted? Please, enchants removed from dev spec heavy weapons. Chat. Enchants removed from Hiveward? Then again, Six argues that it's not that bad. He argues it's not that bad. He says there's definitely better weapons. Hero Blade enchants. They are a little cracked with Ice Hero Blade. So true. I hate Hilo versus commitment build. Something about Infinite Talent Glitch being back? Yes. They have no work on Conquest Ball. It's been a while since Conquest worked on. Thanks for 6 years. Do you think Deepwoken players better in player counts and others that look you missed when Deepwoken was big? Yeah, I think so. Have you seen the new Bell decks working on that? Yeah, he's been talking about that for a minute now. You think those 2 new bosses will revive Deep? If the content's done right, I think so. I've seen the boss. I think Titus. I think he's a cooler fight than for sure. Definitely. World Servant Parasols, I think he's a much better fight. A lot more cinematic, a lot more interesting. Enmity though, like Enmity, we'll see. It depends on how hard Titus is. Titus might be difficult. Might be pretty difficult. So we'll see. Enmity's like so like it's not cinematic, but it's like so like you know what I mean? What's the try give me a word for it? It's just like so big and robust. Like Enmity's just like it's like spectacle. It's like a spectacle fighting Enmity. You know what I mean? Yeah, dramatic, exactly. Barbacious, sure. Right? So Enmity, I think Enmity's overworld, so like they can definitely like Dex can definitely use some love for him. I can probably tell him like, hey, we can go crazy on it. Blood Orb though, give me some things to write down, chat, and I can take a look at it. Blood Orb, I guess I'll tell him to look at this. Investigate. Blood Orb, being so slow. Rifle Spear, running return. I'll put a question mark here. Conductor, Iron Sing Conductor love. Maybe. Link Strider healing nerf. Yeah. Look into Linky / Blood Fowler. Crucifixion. Crucifixion is pretty shit. Yeah, it was like what? Battery Sapper doesn't work. True. Assassination buff? Fuck no. Dual guns. Something for dual guns, man. I think maybe like a new talent could be kind of cool. Revert ice lasers, worst decision possible, bro. Hyper armor removal on AA swing. Oh yeah. Hyper armor removed from fast swinging heavies. Good one. New Iron Sing mantras. New Iron Sing talent. Bro, it's been lacking so badly. Especially duel. There's like literally like 2 of them. Like, what the fuck? Oh, LFT Legion Kata crit being instant. I heard about that one. Just create a buff. Just create is pretty weak now, but like, but when it was strong, it was super meta. Right, yeah, I remember that Just Create a Blazing era. Oh my god. Assassinations and Storms like Enlag. The Enlag will be fixed. Assassinations. Maybe there should be a poll for this. Maybe I'll ask him the poll. Do you guys like assassinations? Yes or no? Actually, no. Do you guys think assassination should be nerfed? Maybe they can do a poll for this. Big nerf, small nerf, and no nerf as an option. Chat, decide. Eruption path? Yes. Floor's lava got nerfed by 50%. Floor's lava got nerfed by 50%. Hmm. Uh... Assassination's already gutted. Assassination, bro. You can. There's still like 5 or 6 fucking move stacks. These niggas always figure it out. Gank changes. Yeah, lay them on me, Luke. Lay them on me. I'll send these over. It shouldn't be a normal combat mechanic. Honestly, what I'd say for assassinations, how about this? Remove TP assassinations from the game. Not return. I think this would save a lot of problems. There are so many, like, they'll, like, dash behind you, like, insta turnaround, assassination. And it's like, what the? That's not an assassination, nigga? That is not an assassination. That's an instant TP hit. That ain't no damn assassination. What the fuck? Assassination, sneaky. You sneak up on them. You know what I'm saying, right? Bro, what the? That's not. Bro, the TP is probably the number one issue. People are not even like being sneaky about it. You see them coming. They deliberately dash behind you and like in a split second turn around assassinate you, like in literally half a second. And it's like, what the fuck? That's not an assassination. I mean, like a TP, like fucking, oh, bro. That's so stupid, bro. Dust lunge removed in combat? Maybe, yeah. Maybe it just doesn't work in combat. Out of combat, it can work. Sure. How about that? We can do that. Like, TP assassination doesn't work. Remove assassination as a whole. I don't think assassination as a whole can be. It can still have the 25% if you get a sneak on somebody. If you start the fight, yeah, it's still gonna be an issue. But in combat, when I'm fighting a nigga, that's the stupidest thing ever. I know y'all have seen all. There's been like 30 clips plus probably I've shown on the channel where like it'll be like a guy like casually chilling in a fight. They get like some fucking insane TP combo. 6 Lukes out of combat, 25%. In combat, it's like 6-7%. I forget how much it was. It depends on your agility. But out of combat, if you have 100 agility, it's 25%. And then it's like 30 or 20 second anti. It's like 20 second anti-heal plus 50% pen. So that's why if you like do an assassination, do like an M1 and land that after, you take like 30-35% because the M1 had 50% more pen, and I think it goes past the cap. It stacks on what you have, and I think it goes past cap. So yeah, give Dust Lunge a big sound cue in startup. I mean, it's an assassination, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, main thing I see is like the anti-heal. But the TP assassinations, bro, I think it's kind of BS. You can still land it though. TP assassinations, you just have to be a lot closer, which I think that's what it should be, bro. Like if you match, you get close and get the assassination off, good. But right now, what's happening is that people aren't even close to you, and they'll dead ass dash past you or like slide jump past you, turn around midway like it's a fucking action movie, and then TP like, what the fuck? That's not a man. What the fuck is that? That's not an assassination. Nigga, you were Goku. What is that? Dashing and doing a behind the block attack? What is this? Dragon Ball Z? Come on. Well, people with Dust Lunge? Oh no. Honestly, we'll just keep the idea of just making it not work in combat. Exactly. There's also a lot of roadblocks like jank. If the server's laggy, like, wait, he wasn't behind me. How'd he TP? There's a lot of shit like that where you swear you'll be looking, you'll like turn. You literally turn while he's doing it, and it will still assassinate you. Tons of times that's happened to plenty of people. I guarantee you, niggas in chat. You'll be like, you're looking at him, and he still gets the assassination off, and it's like, what the fuck is that? And the timing to parry is also just, it's so strange. It's always like just 99% of people miss it. I guarantee you. There is not one. Maybe there's like a few people on this planet Earth that can consistently parry an assassination. It's bullshit. It's actually bullshit. But I don't think it should go. I think it should still be like, if you catch a nigga lacking like in the depths and you murk him for 25%, bro. I mean that's what assassinations are for. It should be for like super strong at the start of fight. You're super disadvantaged, right? Like you sneak up on it. Like that's how it should be in my opinion. But in combat, fuck that. The main thing you have to do is add more anti-heal talents to the game, bro. Ring of Pestilence ain't doing it for the ganks. I agree, but 6 Luke also consider like look at this. NOK nerf here, condition runner nerf, and it's probably gonna get the Fishman treatment. I think it's just gonna get the Fishman treatment. It might be gone entirely from the game. I'm just saying this probably is just temporary. Temporary, it might just be gone altogether. Pretty soon. This might not even need to be done because it will be gone so soon. And then Bloodless change. So heal is getting a pretty decent nerf, but it's not like it's gone. It's not like it's entirely gone. You see what I mean, right? If you have the investment for it, the damage for it, right, you can still get old Blood Sealing if you have high investment. Old Condition Runner if you have high investment. And okay, high investment. You see what I mean, right? So it's like it's making it to where like instead of everybody having it to its current strength, you still have it, but it's just not as good as somebody who's actually invested a lot more into agility, right? Because a lot of people just go, this tracks is like I said with low agility, with like 40 agility or like 55, right? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. That's how I look at it. Lower storms at end lagging, bro. Is this all you've said, bro? I already told you. I said it's gonna be worked on. It's gonna be fixed. I think it's a bug. And I think one of the homies is working on it. So we'll see. Conditioner is a good thing for ganks, though. In ganks, it's a good thing for you, but in my opinion, it's become a must-take talent. Tell me I'm wrong. For most ganks, it's like a must-take talent, and I think also like the thing is, I do think it's one of those things that people also like. I was bringing this up earlier, how like the main argument is like, well, I use it to boss raid, right? It's like the main thing I see people talk about the most is like people who run around with Condition Runner, right, and then spam giant mantras or mantras that are easy to hit like Ashlam to get Bloodless. That's like the top arguments I see of like why it should stay, because that is their version of boss raiding. You see what I mean? Like, wait, but that's how I boss raid. So there's 4 people on you. You're running around. You're spamming your mantras. And I can understand why people play like that, right? People will feel like there's a lot of damage being done in today's era, right? But keep in mind that I think the biggest thing is that these motherfuckers have condition too. Like, these niggas have condition as well. And if you get one of them low, bro, they can run and sit at a campfire, right? And it's like, I think in today's era, it's become a lot harder just because, in my opinion, builds have gotten better and players have gotten better too. And players know how to fight a lot more compared to verse 1. People look at like verse 1 like boss ring as like the peak and pinnacle, but it's like, bro, I think it's always I think for a very few percentage of players like you have like true boss rating, and most people's version of boss rating for the past 2 years have just been relying on like 3 things to like hold them together. And in reality, if you look at verse 1, bro, like boss rating was a pretty rare thing in my opinion. I'm talking in the grand scheme of all players, obviously. Like if it's a 1% thing, there's still probably thousands of players who can obviously boss raid like actually very well and parry very well, right? But I think overall it's just become, I mean, just due to the builds in general, content advancing, builds becoming stronger, people having more sustained, it's obviously a lot harder to boss raid these days. I do think an interesting solution could be like if you're in PvP combat, like it's like you get less healing from a campfire, but that's a very probably controversial change. So I don't know if they'd ever do that. And honestly, it would probably need to be something that's pulled. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know, man. Campfires in combat is sometimes nice. You know what I mean, right? So it's like, but it's also used to make boss raiding like really like people just people switch out on you. You know what I mean? Like you get somebody low, they go sit at a campfire. It's like one of the worst feelings. You know what I mean? But then when you're low and you sit at a campfire, it's one of the best feelings, right? So I can see why people are like, wait, why are they removing campfire healing from PvP? If I would love to see an experiment though, where like for a week or two, they try it out. They see basically they make it to where campfire healing in PvP combat is like it's like void heart, not void heart, but when you have like the little thing around your screen, a void zone healing. Yeah, it's hard to please everybody. Exactly. Even these changes right here, like I said, these two changes right here, this is gonna get like niggas upset, right? Even bloodless change is gonna get niggas. Any like nerf to like core things that people have been relying upon, it's gonna get people upset because they've gotten used to it, right? They've gotten used to it, or it's like their crutch or clutch, both. All right, to fighting better players potentially, right, or fighting multiple people. Maybe that's the only way they could have. You know what I mean? Remove campfire healing. What am I hearing? That's gonna make ganking so much slower, and that's slower. Do you mean faster? Campfire healing is what makes it slower because you can heal up and then go back into the fight. If there was no campfire, if there was very little campfire healing, motherfuckers would be dropping like that, and fights would end way quicker if anything. But like I said, I know I don't know because I kind of like it too sometimes. So I don't know. That's just gonna make people wait till out of combat to go back in. That's a long time to wait. It's very easy to combat tag players. I hope you know that. It's not like, okay, well, if they have to fully escape for 60 seconds and not engage, that's enough time for you. If you're in a 1v3 scenario and you get one of those guys to run away, that's a 1v2. You know what I'm saying? That's a long time that motherfucker's out. And if you catch him lacking again, he hasn't healed because it's been like that. It's very easy to combat tag people. Very easy. There's a lot of mentions that make if the motherfucker parries your attack, it's combat tag. Do you see what I mean? So it's like, what about it? You know what I mean? Unless they're a track star, right, and they get away completely, but shit, that's happening with or without the campfire change. You see what I mean? So it's like slower. It'd be a lot faster. But I'm not saying what's it called? Parry puts you in 5% combat attack. No, I'm talking about when you're already in combat. I'm pretty sure it extends it. If you're already in combat, it will keep you in combat. Does that make sense? Unless they change it. Does it work? Chat, tell me, does it work differently? If you're already in combat and you hit somebody's parry, it extends it, no? It like puts it back up. Yeah. There are a lot of extremely fast builds. People are going to start running at much higher HPs and have to wait till out of combat to be much farther from the fight. Honestly, this is what I'll say though. It's like, I understand that argument as well, but it's like, I also think that potentially those builds, it's like, if that becomes the issue, then I think right now that's already happening. Right, so like I said, is that an issue with like a potential campfire change? Which, like I said, I'm not saying I would want it, right? But I'm just saying if that did come, is that an issue with the campfire change, or is that just an issue with nerfing track stars? You know what I mean, right? Like I just feel like that would just be people are gonna run. There's gonna be running in the game, bro. Archmage says that he wants running in the game. There's gonna be running in the game, bro. That's just how it is. I think running should exist too. I don't think it should be as strong as it is now, but it's not like it shouldn't exist. You know what I mean? Like if you got somebody lacking, that shouldn't mean you guarantee. You know what I mean? Like it should exist in some capacity. You should be able to run away from a fight, bro. It's like that's a part of picking and choosing fights. I just think at the moment there's like things where it's like I think running away should come down to two things, right? Sometimes it should be to the investment, right? But right now the investment is too powerful, right? I think it's just like I think it's a matter of toning it down. But I think like if I invest in a shit ton of things to run away, right? It should be easier for me to like outskill you in running away. But I think second part of it should be definitely skilling. Juking a nigga, right? Picking the right path, right? Knowing like your build has like a little bit more agility and climb than he does, so it lets you get away. Stuff like that. That already happens, but it's at there's such a magnitude of a difference. It's a big gap. I say the gap should be smaller, but there still should be like if I know the map very well, right? And I have that knowledge very well. I should still be able to get like that gap on somebody, but the gap is so large, and I think that's the problem. I think the gap is just so large. But like I said, it should be reduced, but it shouldn't. People think it should go away completely. There should be no running. I disagree. There should be some running. Yeah, being able to run is good. Being uncatchable is stupid. I agree. Yeah, stuff like that. Exactly. If you can run away successfully, that's great. If you invest into mastery, sure, but a felon or jet striker, no agility, still outrunning most people. Yeah, like I said, there's like, it should be an investment thing, and it should be a matter. Well, jet striker these days, I guess if you're talking about like the climbing, yeah, some of the climbing is like, some of the climbing is just crazy. You know what I mean? That the vertical shits. Lie? He's not lying, bro. Felonor gets a pretty fucking massive buff, but no agility. No agility fucks you up bad. I don't know. No agility fucks you up bad. People use the jet tracker. Yes, but I think it's a lot weaker than it used to be for running. I do think it's a lot weaker. I think I've managed to catch up to a lot more jet trackers these days. Mainly because my builds also just have like some like flame leak, for example. It's just awesome. It's just super nice. There are running people that don't run air counter. Air counter is also really nice too. If you're gonna nerf campfires, it's gonna bring ganking. Gonna be 10. Bro, I never said I'm gonna. Bro, I didn't say I was gonna suggest nerfing campfires. I'm just talking about it, like right now, bro. Tamal, listen. Your argument right now is like if you nerf this, right, or if this thing gets nerfed, then everyone's just gonna run that, and it's like almost all the things you're pointing out are things that people already run in droves, and it's like those things probably need nerfs too. You know what I mean? It's like, well, everybody will run this specific talent. Okay, then that talent needs to be nerfed. Well, everyone will run this specific oath, and that oath could be nerfed. You know what I mean? Something crazy like 80% of people I fight are Flame Mage. Bro, damn VR, peep the list, man. Peep the list. We got Flame Hero nerf. We got fixed to meteor impact proccing on Rising Flame, even if you miss it. We got, what's it called? We got the Flame Sentinel God nerf, right? Bloodless nerf also changes a few things as well. On top of that, where's the eruption nerf? Where's the eruption nerf? Where'd I put it? Where the fuck did I put the eruption nerf? Oh, here it is, yeah. Eruption nerf as well. And probably repulsion. I don't know about Ashclan. We'll see what the devs say. Can you toss in a Flame Wisp? It's way too powerful in games. Yeah, people tell me that Flame Wisp, it's healing. It's healing. Yeah, one per person. Yeah, I've heard that a lot. We'll see. I'll ask if that's really the case. I'll take a look and see what Dex says, and we'll see if that's really the case. If it is the case, then it can be reduced to one person. If it isn't, and it's been one person this entire time, placebo, I guess. But I think it is the case. So we'll see. It probably would be pretty easy to change too. Bloodless just makes it way easier to fight bigger groups when you're outnumbered. It's already, bro, new ed. Don't cap to me, bro. The only way you're doing that is with giant AoE mantras. You're not hitting 5 or 4 people with one single mantra unless it has an insane amount of size. That's how you're getting your Bloodless back and getting the Bloodless healing off of it. The ritual cast idea for which one? Shadow War is a good bludgeon mantra. Oh, big mantras. Dan VR. So honestly, I honestly think there's like a couple ways that it could be done, right? Like people would happen to sing. Oh wait, there's another one. Oh yeah, chat. I forgot to throw in these two. Oops. These two were also here. Or these 3, I guess. Let's see what people say, chat. Let's see what people say. Take a look. We got these 3 as well added to the list. Boom. Let's focus on these 3. Chat, thoughts. Floor's Lava nerf. Old Ice Beam brought back. However, it has cooldown scaling if you increase its size. The base size has been increased. Base size increased, but it has... I tested it out, chat. It's like... It was like... It was the old one. However, listen, chat. If you have 3 Stratus 3 Cloudstones, the cooldown goes from 12 seconds to 50 seconds. So you can use the full power, but 12 seconds to 50 seconds. That's so. This is an experimental change. Experimental. There's 2 things I wanted to see when I suggested this. Right? A, we do the traditional way. Right? A is like the eruption way. Right? Where we do the nerfing the damage. Right? Nerfing the damage. You know what I mean? Seeing if that's like the way to like nerf like big mantras. Or we try out the cooldown way. You see what I mean? Where it's like, okay, you can have big, powerful mantras, but it's going to be like 50, 60, 70 seconds if you're like 4 Stratus 4 Cloud. Yes, I know Blessed Gem exists, right? But keep in mind that a lot of people run Blue Gem on these big matches. They cost a lot. Or Bloodless to heal Bloodless, right? So now it's like, it's a gem choice too. If you run Blessed, it's going to eat your fucking ether like fuck. Because a lot of people have to put, that's pretty heavy. So now you have 3 choices for the, see what I mean, right? Even then, it's like 12 seconds. It's still a very big investment. So, chat, what do y'all think? Y'all think, if anything, like I said, it could also just be like, you could just disable Blessed Gem. You could just disable Blessed Gem, but I don't think that's like a, you know, I want to see something interesting. I want to see something interesting. It's experimental. You know what I mean? So, old Ice Beam brought back, yes, I'm like the one from the video, like the full power big comment, but it's like a 55-second cooldown, right? 55, very, very big cooldown. Very, very big cooldown. So yeah. And then on top of that, Parasol Planner nerf. It's just the talent might need to be, bro. Right now, though, Ray, understand that it has the best stats and the best equipment talent in the game. Both. It has the best talent and the both of them. It's like, okay, it can be strong, right? But both? So we'll see. Maybe I'll put the stats back up, but I think if by innately having the best equipment stats, it's going to be used no matter what. Why wear anything else? Literally. Why wear anything else? There's nothing else to wear. Unless you're Pleatsky's Inferno or a Link Strider. That's it. That 2 builds. Wow. Maybe 3 if I missed one, right? But besides that, bro, you just run Parasol Planner on everything. It reduces bleed. It reduces burning, right? And potentially other forms of DOT that we don't know about, right? And then it also has, you can get like 21 health, 22 health with like 10% fizz. What the fuck, bro? You know what I mean? So maybe it could just be like a talent nerf, but at the same time, I feel like, what's it called? I feel like the talent, it's like, maybe you can nerf it to like 33% for fire, DOT, right? Maybe the bleed reduce a little bit. Ice Beam idea, sick Aga. Yeah, I want to see how this works, bro. I want to see how this works. If it's crazy, you know what I'm saying, right? If it's crazy, then it is what it is. Make the massive, yeah, maybe it could be like, but Ritual Cast, here's the thing, problem with Ritual Cast, right? And I thought about it, for Ritual Cast in an actual fight, it's really fucking hard to pull off. But if people want it to be like, you're charging up, you're like casting a spell, it's like a giant Ice Beam, yeah, I mean, they could do that too. Like, it's not like it's impossible. Like I said, I want Ice Beam to be like the experimenter for giant size mantras, because I do think it's cool if they exist. But obviously, like, right now how it works that you have these giant mantras that Mage are able to spam a ton, and they do a lot of damage, and there's no drawback. Chat, there is no reason to not do max modifiers besides Ether. Mind you, the Mages have a lot of Ether. Or they're running Alchemist, and they have a lot of Ether, right? Or there's a lot of things that can make Ether costs, like, not really crazy. To an extent, right? And, you know, eventually you do run out, but, yeah. Ice Beam should be like all that Ritual Cast. Yeah, I'm not saying the idea is not impossible to try out, but we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. Texture that Fang Corker is unreactable. What's the speed? I actually ask. Salchemist got to go. Still waiting for the Aga Mantra mod damage reduction change. 6 Luke. It's probably gonna happen a few more times. This is just an experiment, bro. It went from like that. I'm telling you, that's went from like 60, 70 damage, like 25, 30 if you're at max mods. So it does go down a decent fucking bit. It does go down. Alchemist, I asked. Dex said that Alchemist is pretty daunting to look at. That's what Dex said, you know. So I was like, okay. It's pretty daunting to look at. So Dex said he's gonna have to wait a little bit. Yeah, he said it was daunting. Like, apparently the deck said there was a lot to potions and a lot that you have to look through. And does the Bloodless apply after those reductions? 6 Luke. Reductions, here's the truth. The truth is, right, that Bloodless is not based on damage after reductions. It's based on base damage. It's like, it doesn't matter if you have, what's it called? It's like base damage changes. So even if you have a build that has like, that's why, what's it called? Well, it depends. Sometimes base damages can be changed. I think Return of the Dark Ages changed base damage, but there was like things where it's like, yeah. I'm talking about the fire eruption. Will it still heal? With the damage nerfs, it will heal less. I'm pretty sure. So I can probably see about testing that out. I'm pretty sure it did reduce the healing though. Twin cleave nerf. Twin cleave. It has a nerf. Some people are saying it's too quick. I think if you lower the or increase the windup, it's gonna kill the move. But it did do a lot of damage, so I can maybe see. Um, I can maybe see a nerf to this shit. It does a lot of damage, bro. It does a shit ton of damage. Yeah, it's like 40 each hit. Maybe like the first one can do like less damage, like 20 and 40. You know what I mean? I can see that perhaps. Um, yeah, it does a lot of damage. All right, let's see what the poll said. 50% of chat said Assassination need a big nerf. 28% said small nerf. 20%. Oh, actually, you know what, chat? How about I kind of want to? I'm gonna ask to see if we can get a chat. What polls you guys want to see in the main Discord? I'm gonna ask see if we can get some polls for assassinations, maybe pots. Actually, no, pots might need to pots might need to go. But I know what's gonna happen though. I think this is what I'll say. Potions have not gotten any new content. New contents are buffs. I'd say we're nerf ether drain slash regen, nerf or healing pots and damage reduction pots. However, buff instant heal, buff ether regen or not ether regen, instant ether, and then add anti heal potion. And like the potions you put in, like the effectiveness increases how much anti heal there is. All right, and you can have like maybe like something that increases like the duration or some shit. Right, so you have like anti heal pots, but maybe like the longest you don't want it to be that long because the motherfuckers could keep you out infinitely. You know what I mean? So maybe like an anti heal pot, but you don't want it to be too strong. When the potion nerfs are coming through, can you through the pipe? Can you let me know so I can leak my time stop lethal injection? Time stop lethal injection with like one tap. No, the problem with Salchemist is that like the pots in the fucking Salchemist thing, like they don't get affected by nerfs. I have old insanity pots on my Salchemist build, so like that needs to be fixed, bro. You know what I mean? Or like I can't just really out like, bro, that needs to be fixed. New bombs, I agree. I want to see new bombs. I want to see like a smoke bomb, poison bomb. I don't know. I don't know what other bomb there'd be, but like we need some. We do need some new bombs. You think someone still has the old Metallica speed pots? Yeah, somebody on stream. Somebody on stream, like he pulled up a lot. I don't know if he's still here. He might be, but he pulled up a lot. He had like a LeBron James like kind of build. Like he looked like LeBron James, and he had yeah, exactly. The LeBron guy. He like gives me the speed pots all the time. Yeah, if you had Metallica bots in your inventory, they got deleted. But if you had them in the Alchemist thing, you got them. Pretty crazy. It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool how like they were kind of there for like they still exist through Alchemist. That's kind of interesting, but they're super busted. Luckily, I don't think there's many people who are like abusing it much. Twin Cleave damage nerf. It does do shit. Alright, what else, chat? Wait, what was I talking about? Oh, yeah. Probably a poll for Assassination, though. What else should get like a poll? Flame nerf, bro. Flame got some nerfs, man. Flame has gotten some fucking fat nerfs, bro. Flora's lava nerf, flame sentinel, flame eruption, dude. And fucking the rising flame fix. They got some fucking nerfs, buddy. HP kits. HP kits. HP kits, I think they need a lot more dedication, right? I think HP kits are an issue, but I think there needs to be more equipment in general that has some equipment stats on them. Just my thoughts. Why are you gatekeeping flame? Who's gatekeeping flame? Reverse flame leap unfeignable. Hold on. That might be taking a step too far. Unfeignable, but it is kind of an annoying feint. I'd say the cooldown at most longer, but unfeignable. Slow down. Flames get some god nerfs, but hold on. That's like its only fucking mobility move for vertical shits if you run reverse. Make it unfadable Aga just biased. Now here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. I suggested that and it wasn't done for blood. So I'm not being biased. I'm just going off according to what what's it called? I'm just going off according to what Archmages decided to do. Okay. But it is no, a lot of people like they'll like flame leap into like there's like this one guy in Chime who like reverse flame leap or like jump reverse flame leap into like the you know what I mean? Remove Parasol Planner nerf. Parasol Planner is getting a nerf. It's getting a nerf, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Bro, it literally is it's by far just the best. Bleed damage removed from the DOT and flame damage reduction reduced a bit. Yeah. The bleed damage nerfed entirely though. It is pretty free in terms of Alloy Blood is a lot more, I think, but I'm trying to think. The problem is it is also still an endgame drop from it's like the only thing from Parasol Planet, right? And so like the talent should be the reason why people use it. You know what I mean? In my opinion, like the talent if the talent is like just reduced to like nothing, like what 25% flame resistance, who the fuck is gonna like that means nothing. Do you know what I mean? Right? At that point it's just gonna be another basic helmet. And it's like I don't really want to see what happens to like I just feel like it's gonna be kind of uninteresting. Even right now it's kind of uninteresting because it's just stats, but like you see what I mean, right? There needs to be more endgame helmet variety. I agree. I do think some of the other helmets. I had an idea for some of the other helmets getting some new talents, but the problem is like Parasol Planner literally takes the cake. So that's why I was thinking like when I suggested I was like okay maybe Parasol Planner could have its like stats nerf because think about like this right. I thought about like kind of like the Duke Relic where like the Duke Relic has like a really fucking strong talent that comes from a boss right, but it has like less stats and so you have people who still use like you know the HP options while like the HP options here are just the best in the game. So it's like I think having both is definitely an issue. Add it since a Rising Flame so people can't S-Hold out of it. Hit stun to Rising Flame. Now that happens with right now every like mantra that up tilts that doesn't have the TP. That's kind of how it works right now. Why not spawn? Are there corrupt or sacred nerf fields on the list? Damn, VR, I actually did take a look at your video. That's why I'm not watching it today. I already was talking about it for a while, but yeah, there actually is a sacred field one. Cooldown increase and corrupt version takes longer time to catch up to your position. And when I mean like longer, it's like it was pretty fucking long. Is No Attunement Jet ever getting nerfed? It's the best build in the game. No Attunement did get nerfs. Return of Dark Age is nerfed. The Bloodless nerf. And also Twin Cleave nerf. Though the damage, people are saying that the damage too much, and it might be. I'm not gonna lie. Sacred Field nerfs in general or just PvP? No, I'm talking about in general. Even for PvE, which I know PvE niggas might be like, what? But yes, in this case, it might be for PvE too. But it's not really. I mean, it's still fucking great for PvE though. It's still like the best in my opinion to run. But I think people can agree that it was just like, bro, it was. I think it was the best common bell by far, in my opinion. Exactly, especially if you're like with a team of people with Sacred. I mean, it literally just no. Why even? You don't even need run it back on your build. You can just like have like a friend who has Sacred, or even like the time skip belt and has Sacred, and you run like crazy slots heavy. You know what I mean, or some shit like that. Or like you combine Sacred while it's on cooldown. Your friend has like fucking run it back. It's like, do you see what I mean? Did you delete Dark and Darker? No, Dark and Darker was not deleted. I'm not gonna play it, but I have. Well, I'm gonna do one more thing before I delete it. One more thing because it's not gonna be on stream or anything, and it's not gonna be for a while. But I have like two homies who I was playing the game with and kind of introduced them to the game. So it was clickbait. No, it's not clickbait. I'm never streaming the game. Probably again. That was the last stream. That was no clickbait. It was the last stream. But last time playing it ever, I have like one more in me. I'm not gonna be playing it for a bit, like I said. And it's not lying. It's not lying, chat. Read the title. Official last Dark and Dark stream, and that wasn't a lie. I'm done streaming Dark for good, bro. I'm done with the game. Why? What happened? Don't worry about that. You said you were deleting it that day. Yeah, no, that might have been a look out. Like I said, I gotta wait for my homie to get home. Be back from his. It's gonna be a bit. It's still gonna be deleted though. It's still gonna be deleted. I'm not playing it, chat. I've been, like I said, I've been a lot more busy now. But y'all heard the 5-year fucking y'all saw the 5-year video before. Read the sacred suggestion up there. What do you mean? Resist on sacred should be split between players. Low resistance per player, the more people are affected by it. So kind of like hyper body. Hyper body, huh? I feel like that kind of just makes it kind of shit though. I don't know. Like if you have 4 people in your sacred field, like it goes from like 60% resistance to 15%. It's kind of shit though, no? I feel like that's it's kind of a pretty massive. That's a really massive nerf. That could be a gut, bro. I'm not gonna lie. That could be. I mean, I could see it though, but I don't know. That's a pretty massive nerf in my opinion, bro. You gotta be careful with that. That's a nerf to like the core mechanic of sacred, which I don't think should. I don't know. I don't really agree with it too much because like I do think that the Bell's core mechanic should be powerful, right? I do think that. And when I was speaking with other people about it, it's like, yeah, like that's it does gut flutters though. That's the thing. So maybe instead of it being like what's it called? I don't think it should be like split between. Maybe it can do like a little less if there's like more people in it to promote not being like flutters. Yeah, maybe like 50 to 45 to then to 40 to 35. You know, like it's like percent per player it goes down by. But Unk been yapping about same nerf list for an hour. None of this is coming in the update. I don't know how to tell you this, but majority of this has already been pushed. I said that some of this is shaky and could change, but no, like literally all these damn near pretty much in the game. They just haven't been put in this update. It's different this time. I told you there was a big list, and I said some were shaky, and it's a maybe and could be, but no, I'd say like a majority of these are pretty locked in. Maybe, like I said, maybe there's some bloodless. I'd say like the ones that maybe change the most. Maybe bloodless ones. Anyway, chat, what polls though? What polls? What polls? Give me poll ideas. Give me some poll ideas. Poll for the Agamatsu modifier change. Here's what I'll do. Poll for assassinations. Poll for giant mantras. All right, chat. Now that we're here, chat. Now we get to do the fun part of the stream. That's lovely. That is lovely. That's lovely. All right, chat. Now there was a reason why I was asking for the polls. Let's do a poll. Assassinations, giant mantras, huh? Let's do a poll, man. Let's do a poll. I'd say assassinations, maybe giant mantras. We'll see. I'll do what I said here. React to any that apply. Gotta make it seem professional. And then we'll do, what's it called? I think currently that assassinations are a huge problem and need a huge nerf. B. I think assassinations aren't too crazy, but are a bit overpowered, are a bit strong, a bit too strong. At the moment, they only need a slight nerf. I think assassinations are fine in their current state and need no nerfs whatsoever. Let's see what the players think, and based on what the players decide, that's what I'll suggest. Ooh. Oh. Yo, wait, I don't have the perms to get the fucking poll thing. Let me ask him for that too, real quick. No aura, chat. I lost all my aura. My aura! My aura, chat. I lost it all. GG ban blacklisted. Can't regain your. But chat, peep the roll though. Peep the roll. Ooh, yeah. You know stuff. Hey, kind of like you look to that little orange name. A little orange name. Hey, it's kind of, I like it. I like the spot, that how it looks. A little shiny. A little shiny on that. You'll gain or if you buff Gale. Yeah, I need to get that back though. Just pulls back. Put the reactions. But I can't put the reactions, bro. It's not there. Okay. There we go. All right, chat. Let's put it in there now. A, B, C. No more 1,000 aura, plus 1,000 aura. Let's see what people think. Interesting. And then based on this, we'll do this. They gotta take your rosary. This shit is wild. Yeah, I know. I lost. I'm at word to it, bro. So I'd say, damn. Holy shit. Okay, yeah. A lot of people really dislike assassinations. I realized that, bro. I thought it'd be like more like I thought it'd be like a B level, you know what I mean, right? Like a B level, like okay, some people are oh yeah, at polls, huh? Do I have the perms for that? No, I don't. I'm just gonna leave it there for now. Because I might do like a few more. And then I'll let Ark do it or whatever. I haven't seen any assassins outside. Yeah, no, Luke. That's what I was gonna say, Luke. I was like, I saw people. I saw people like the only thing I think is busted is like the TP thing. So that's why I was like, okay. In my opinion, the TP nerf is a slight nerf because you'll still be able to assassinate people out of combat with the TP and still do a ton. But I guess people think it needs a pretty big nerf. I'll see what they say. I'll be careful. Yeah, I feel like just the TP thing is enough because I don't want assassins to not exist, but it depends on how. If a bunch of people all say "Hey, bro," yeah, like I don't know. We have to leave it at that. You gotta make it so you can't assassinate allies. Bro, if you assassinate. Let's see what people were saying, bro. Let's see what people are saying. Chat, what y'all think? I want to hear some. Some reasonings to people. Let's see what chat thinks. Assassinate parry long window for assassinate larger, and I'm good. Stinky, true. Let's see what people say. It's over assassin builds. You understand, bro? I'm chilling as long as I get my spectre shots. This game's fried. Yeah, we'll see what people say. Speed 1 against Ashton Hall. Oh, in a race. That's cool, I guess. Dust Lunge is awful and needs to go. We do not need a nerf for assassination. It works fine right now. Kill assassinations. Seems like the chat is more split. Nerf assassination, the one thing that isn't as broken as Blood Run right now. Let's see what the polls say, bro. If we take the ratio from B plus C, it's like a ratio right now of like, let me look. So it's about like, what's that? 1.7 to 1. So what is it? Yeah, like Yeah, 63% of people thinks it needs a nerf, and maybe like what, like yeah, like 38% people think it doesn't need a nerf. I think with that being said, I'd say only nerf for now. I think just Dust Legend combat not working, and I'm saying make it on specific parts that need a nerf. I don't want to put. I don't want to. The poll channel. You can't flood it up. You know what I mean? You have to be very light. Keep it very light. Yeah, I mean, we'll see though. Let's see what people are thinking. Corny and boring to fight. Why isn't even a question? How do you not see a whole person thinking behind you? Second have cooldown. Our products are going to get nerfed. Where is the poll that was actually asking instead of random boss number 232? Where's blast for bugs we want to fix first? He does say this up a lot of bugs, but a bunch fix a bunch of bugs that hardly affects anyone. You're from any impact, not spark, not assassinations. Interesting. A lot of different opinions. Use pen and anti-heal. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not really getting too many differing opinions. All right. Maybe I shouldn't have. Maybe I should have just gone in there and looked and waited. I thought that I was gonna get some good discussion, but I mean, what can you expect? Let's go. Maybe there's some different discussion in player general. Yeah, we'll see. I think the only thing though, Chaz, like I said, should a poll on your server not permafreshes in player general? No, I want to see what the average Joe thinks, because in here everybody it was like the same numbers. Most people were saying that like, yo, I think assassinations are a pretty big issue, and I think they should get nerfed. Um, and then people in the Discord said the same thing. So I wanted to compare both. Why can't you pull the comp players? I do pull the comp players on pretty much everything, literally everything. But this time I was like, okay, I already know for the most part what the problem is. Like some of the comp players in there, they gank like only in like DCL, or they don't gank at all. They stick in chime, so it's like I need opinions from people who actually gank, right? And then there's like very few. It's like maybe six Luke and like maybe 9, 10 others who are like consistent gankers who can tell me like what the meta has been changing. Maybe some YouTubers in the test just who gank a lot, right? But a lot of people in there don't gank, and so it's like for bigger like balance stuff for Overworld, it's just like like they're kind of clueless sometimes. They'll like tell me something that's like seen a lot. Like somebody said Gale Stone is like used in Overworld, and I was like, do you fucking gank, bro? Do you gank? Gale Stone in Overworld is one of the most. That is not. I've not seen that. I don't think ever. Like I've never in all my hours ganking. I've never seen that. I'm so serious. Like that. Like what? Like maybe once, maybe, but I probably forgot about it. I'm chatting right now. I'm chatting. You should ping the pit poll. Oh, I don't have the perm for that. You need to do the poll. I'm deciding like the last like I'm only gonna do two more polls. I'm deciding what they should be, and then I'll do a poll. I don't want to like flood the channel up, like I said. But at the same time, I don't think that people wouldn't really mind that much having what's it called? Uh, maybe I think last two I'll do. Maybe I'll do giant mantra one. Last one though, yeah, last one we'll do giant mantra one. Like, do you think like giant mantras? You know what I'm saying? And then last one though, it's got to be something broad though. I think oaths. Yeah, but I'm not gonna be like, guys, who wants a new oath? Like, okay, like waste of a poll. You know what I mean, we'll see. I'm reading right now, chat. I'm reading right now. Poll on which area of the map to remake next. Remake next. Not that simple, Zig. I'm not gonna lie. That might not be for me to do. That's probably Zartania or somebody else, because you know. Campfire healing. Ooh. Wow, that one's campfire healing. That's super controversial. I feel like, but campfire healing. I don't know. I feel like I already kind of know the answer to that. I think I already kind of know the answer for that. I don't know. Void art changes. Zig, we know the answer. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like some of these we know the answer for. I feel like Void Heart, most people are gonna be like, yeah, it's annoying. And Campfire one, I feel like that one's gonna be pretty controversial, regardless. Like, it's just gonna be a very controversial change. And you know, Deepwoken has always been like that, so it's like, Give me a second, I'm typing real quick. Anywho, um, all right, my bad, chat. Anywho, I feel like Deepwoken's too PvP focused. No, I understand that for sure. Uh, What? Where's my water? What the fuck? What? Wait, what the fuck? Oh, shit. Where's my Beretta? Oh. No, it's frozen solid. Oh, fuck, chat. Chat, what the hell? What the? Oh, brother. Brother, no. What the hell happened to my water, nigga? Nah. Oh. Oh my goodness, it's actually frozen solid. Yeah, at least it'll be some nice ass water though. That shit gonna hit different. That shit gonna hit different. I'll probably do like next one I'll do is probably like yeah, I'll do I need that apply. I think mantras. I think size mantras are currently a massive issue and should be nerfed drawbacks. Size mantras are a slight issue, but I think only light nerfs should be applied like ether or without reductions. Reduced cooldowns. Don't think large-sized mantras an issue at all and should stay the way. This is good, right? I think large-sized mantras are currently masturbation should be nerfed. Such. Change that. Not that that's changed. Looks good, chat. What y'all think? Shape I like front end, boom. Okay. See. The next one here. Carnivore right now, Aga. I'm good on that. Maybe I'll do MD. Large mentors already have ether. Have ether downside. Yes, but the thing is, like, how it works right now is because the problem right now, I think, is you have builds that have a lot of ether and tempo to like kind of recover, and so, like, I mean, bro, I literally have a mantra that has 8 Stratus 8 Cloudstones, and I was able to use it in a gank consistently. So. Um, what else? Anything else, Chad? You ask devs to fix their game. You know, the problem is when people say this is like, bro, you know how many times people have said this, bro? Like, fix the game. What? Yeah, I mean, it's like, bro, like, there's so many things you could say with fix the game. Some people don't even mean it by bug fix. Some people say like balancing is fixing the game. Zero flame nerfs? No, there will be some. Um, all right, chat. Is my lip fixed? Yeah, it is. All right. Last thing, chat. Last thing there should be a poll on. Maybe I might just keep it these two, so I don't like muddy up the replies, so I can see like a, you know, like a good consistent flow of things. Moving campfires in combat. Here's what I'll say instead. Here's where I'll stay instead. Actually, let me think on this. Let me think. Maybe it'll be like, maybe I'll question it like, do you think people swapping out in combat is like an issue? It's like, I think people swapping out in combat / being able to boss raid is like a tough issue. And then we can see from there like the options. Do you know what I mean? What do y'all think? Trash poll, kind of vague. True, it is vague. But the thing is, there's a lot of ways to attack it. So I kind of almost want it that way. Though I guess you could argue most people would say that. A lot of people aren't going to understand. Maybe boss raid is not a good word. I feel like boss raid most people understand though. But I guess you could argue that. Hmm. Man should have more end lag on whip to discourage punishing. I feel like most people don't that boss rating are fighting like that in game. I feel like most people would understand. I feel like people understand what boss rating is though. Or I could just say like, do you feel like fighting, like being outnumbered in a fight, is a big issue right now? Is it does it feel impossible? And then I can put like, it feels impossible to what's it called? Maybe fight because people do too much damage. It feels impossible to fight or like fight multiple players at once because people heal too much. It feels impossible to fight because people have too much resistances, and there could be like an all of the above option. Problem is, some people don't fight a lot of people though. Like some people don't just fight. Some people are the jumpers. You know what I mean? So it's like, let's see. And at the same time, thing is, I kind of like combat. Like I like sitting at a campfire. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
Yeah.
Mm. Um, Not gonna lie, permafresh is ruining the combat of this game. If they were good, they wouldn't be complaining so much. Bro, what? That might be one of the most dog shit things I've ever heard, bro. They're like comp players complaining about PvP all the time, who are probably miles better than you, that quit the game because the game was so bad. Like I mean, like light years ahead of you. So it's like, how can you say that? You're not sitting at, you're not number one player. There's probably hundreds of players who are better than you. So I just feel like that's come on, bro. Don't like be like you guys are beneath me. It's like no, bro. There's people who are like gap you. When you assume, it's not assuming. I know it's true. Even if you're moping in the China, there's people who quit the game who are probably miles better than you, bro. That's just the case. I mean, hey, bro, if you're gonna be, if he's gonna be, it don't, I'm not trying, I'm not running ones, bro. I'm just telling you how it is, bro. Don't be coming into chat being like, hey, the combat isn't, bro. You guys are making the combat worse, bro. You guys just need to get better. It's like, dog, don't be saying that, bro. I mean, it's not you. There's comp players right now. I guarantee you can go in the Chime server. I don't know if you have access. You can go talk to people right now, and they'll tell you the combat feels bad, and they're probably way better than you. Bro, come on now, man. Yeah, last ball I don't really know. You want Rage Break Academy? Some people don't, bro. I'm telling you, chat. That's what you hope for, but some people I really don't think it is, bro. Unfortunately, I don't think it's Rage, man. I wish it was. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I might just leave it at 2 for now. I'm not gonna lie. I don't do maybe another one tomorrow. I'll think about it. I'll think about it. Let's see the discussion here for these two. Some of these I think are pretty obvious though how it's gonna turn out. But you could argue the big match one, but the big match one I was actually kind of unsure. And it's at these two chat. I'm not gonna lie, I was actually kind of unsure because some people like that shit. You know what I mean? Like some people like big matches or they don't want matches to feel nerfed. Same same thing with assassinations. Like I was thinking like, oh, okay. Mm-hmm. When I ping polls, I don't have the permission, first off. But second off, I think we already, I mean, like, honestly, I think we already kind of know, like, I think we already kind of know what the answer is, bro. Like, do we need to even ping polls, bro? I mean, I could, right? But I feel like it's just going to be like what happened here. You know what I mean? Like, this is going to be like the result, except this is A, this is B, this is C. And then that's my thoughts. Doesn't take into account opinion of those just for commas. Yeah, actually, you see, people say Flare Blood commas needs a buff. The thing is, like, the stats on Flare Blood commas are actually pretty fucking good, man. They're actually pretty fucking good. Let me show you. I think I'll tell you what the issue is within a second here. But if you look at it, it has 8 light scaling, 2 int scaling, 13 base damage, 3.9 blood because it has 30% blood as well. That's pretty fucking good damage. On top of that, 30% pen. That's actually a lot of fucking M1 damage. It actually hurts a bit, especially with that pen. But the problem is the fucking crit just misses. You could just be walking, and sometimes like they'll walk diagonally and you'll miss the crit. So maybe if the crit was like a little bit more accurate, but like the only way like it auto tracks. So like they'd have to make it faster for it to like not be able. But then like when it was super fast, it was kind of busted. So I don't know. The crit has auto aim, but like the auto, like, because the crit, like the auto aim, like sometimes lags behind it, and it's like slow, so it's like slow relatively to what it was before. That is. All right. Yeah, I think that's pretty solid. Yeah, we got some balancing here. As for stuff to actually look into, that'll be it for the polls for now. For this for now, bro. I'll take a look, see what Dex says about this. But yeah, Blood Orb being slow, Rifle Spirit running for return, Ironton Conductor, probably revert. Looking to Link Shred or Blood Fowler. I know a ton of people have been talking about fucking Blood Fowler. Um, Battery Sapper just doesn't work. Something for dual guns, because it's got fucking nothing. Hyper Armor from Fast Moving Heavies, yeah. New Ironton talents, because Ironton is not got a new talent in so long, especially dual ones. Especially dual ones. There's like 2. LFT crit, Legion crit, Kata being instant. I'll put here pot changes, maybe like for buffs, instant health / ether buff, maybe new pot. And then health or yeah, like health / ether regen nerf, damage reduction nerf. Sounds good to me. So we get 2 new usable pots, hopefully. A new pot, maybe an anti-heal pot, I think would be kind of cool with a new ingredient or something like that. Health, ether, regen, nerf, because I think ether regen, you can just run it. Bro, it's so good for spamming. Health, health nerf as well, just a little bit. That's nothing crazy, but damage reduction is probably the main one. For a while, this has been running rampant as like super fucking so good, so good. Besides that, I think the other pot's fine. Posture, you can still get like 30% more posture. Damage, you can get like 30% more damage. But I think damage multipliers are also going to get probably touched eventually as well. So we'll see. Yeah, this sounds solid to me. Um, yeah. When you cancel someone drinking a pot, it should put them on potion cooldown. Potion cooldown, huh? Anything else? Anything else like minor I could send to the deck? Assassination allies. Here's what I'll say. Because the TP, I think that's gonna be the main thing I'll suggest. Because the TP might be gone from assassinations in combat, like it's way less likely you're gonna target allies anyway. So two birds, one stone. And if you walk up and it hits your ally, bro, you just sold, bro. You fucking sold that you sold, bro. What else? Sandy Pot should be much less effective in the depths. Sandy Pot's got. You talking about like the regen ones, or you talking about like insanity pots? Bro, sanity pots are so nice though. Honestly, like bro, like yeah, like that one guy who pulls up to like the crew, like throws the sanity pot that heals everybody. Like, it's like, bro, it's nice, bro. I can't lie. But if you want to make an argument that like sanity pots are so nice and you can use the sanity bell in the depths, or you can run NOK with sanity, but I feel like is that really problematic? I feel like I don't know. I feel like sanity pots. I feel like these definitely are like super more problematic, bro. NOK rework. Look at potion. I'm trying to do my MND with sight. What do you mean? Oh yeah, no. Like the sandy pots. Me like, yeah, bro, I know. Mutual exclusive talents. Please let builds me unique. Yeah, talents. I do think there's a lot to do here, but yeah, in terms of small stuff to look into. Dude. Alright, chat. I think I've been streaming enough. I'm gonna go eat and then do some work. Oh no, I'll think about it. Appreciate for pulling up video. Maybe actually I think I gotta go. I have to see actually. I'll see. Wait, what's today? Is today Wednesday? Yeah, we'll see. Alright, chat, thank you for pulling up. I might go do like I'm probably gonna do a chime podcast and then as I'm eating. See. Catch y'all later. Peace.